I have always enjoyed reading, but here's my problem. I finish a book and after a while I forgot what it was about. I couldn't find an easy way to keep those ideas fresh. So I thought, why not make my own solution? That's when I decided to work on a fun project and vibe coded book club, an application that lets you have real conversation with the book you have read in the past. You just spend some time discussing the book and by the end you will know the main concepts, how to apply them and even synthesize your own insights. So let's jump into Book Club and see how simple it is to use. So now let's start. I'll just first search for bookclub.club and this is the home page of the Book Club. This is first fold. You'll see the cards of the book and the movie and the art, and in the second fold you'll see how you can exactly use the product. Here you'll have the discuss books option, discuss ideas, discuss art. It's basically use the AI to answer your question about the particular book or particular idea. So let's say I click on Mona Lisa. What is this Mona Lisa painting and all about? It gives the info like that. So what I'll do basically here is instead of going to the entire home page, I'll simply sign in. And once you sign in, you can see there are 4 sections as I said earlier. I'll just simply click on the discuss book and I'll show you the entire flow. Once you click on any of the section, you'll get an option to add particular thing in your library. Here, let's say I can click on add book, and once I click on add books, it will give you 2 options. Choose from the catalog. You have a catalog of multiple books and you can sort those by particular genre or sort those by authors as well, or you can also add books manually, right? So assuming I have added the books, I'll simply pick one book from the book which I have already added. Let's say Steve Jobs, or let's say The Beginning of Infinity. This is one of my favorite book. So I'll start with this book, and then it will give you multiple objectives. You'll see here you have 5 objectives. Basically, Book Club asks you to select one of the objective. Based on that, you can discuss with the book, or either you can simply jump on the chat box and ask whatever you want to ask about the book, and it will restrict the conversation about the book. But let's say I click on a recall key facts. Once I click on a recall key facts, what it will do is it will help me understand that. So if you can read it here, great choice. The Beginning of Infinity is packed with a fascinating concept. One of the central idea is the notion of beginning of infinity itself suggests that there is no limit to how much knowledge we can discover. The idea contests and then blah blah blah, right? So it basically gives answer to the question and also the follow-up questions. You can just click on any of the follow-up questions and then you get the answer. So that's how you can have the whole conversation with the book. Now, interesting part here is let's assume that while having a conversation with the book, with the book, let's say you come up with a very interesting insight. Assuming that this particular answer for me is something that I really want to remember. So in that case, you can simply go at the top and click on the saved insight. So here you have one icon. You simply click on a save insight. Once you click on it, it will save at the in the bottom. You'll see insight saved. Now you go back. You go back at the top. And here you at the top you'll see saved insight. Once you click on a saved insight, it saved basically all the insights from the books, art, and movies, etc. Here you can see I'll just go for a Beginning of Infinity. Okay, so this is the Beginning of Infinity, and here see one insight which I have right now I saved. Before that also there were some other insights which I saved earlier. Now here you can simply click on the insight and then you can skim through all the insights. Interesting part here is when Book Club save the insight, it doesn't actually copy entire answer. But it simply summarize that. It just make it like a 2-3 lines and then so that it will be easier for you to just skim through it, right? And let's say if you have spent considerable time having a conversation with a particular book, now you have like a 30-40 insights, and now you simply want that to be with you. In that case, you can simply click on export PDF, and then you have a PDF of all the insights which you, while having a conversation with the AI, generated, right? So that's the idea. Now this is about the book, and the same flow is for other sections as well. Let's assume that you want to discuss art. You click on discuss art. Once you click on discuss art, you will find all the famous art, all of the paintings here. I'll simply select, what I'll select, okay, Starry Nights. Once I click on Starry Nights, then it's again the same window, and then there are the 5 ways you can interact with the Starry Nights. Probably everyone to interested in the artist technique and the style of the painting, right? Or again, you just need to keep in mind that there is a chat box below. If you just don't want to follow the sequence or the kind of questions which is AI is asking, you can simply drop your question and you get an answer. But obviously, it's going to be restricted toward the painting or toward the book you are going to pick, right? So this same goes for, there is 2 more options. Discuss movies. This again same. So if you can see here, I was already having conversation with this particular movie, that's Godfather, and you can find that in your library, right? And the same way, discuss idea. This is one of my really interesting section here. Why it is so? Here you will find all the important ideas, right? All the important domains. It has like a decision making strategy, psychology and human behavior, system and complexity, philosophy and ethics, communication. So these are some of the domains, right? And here I have added all the ideas which everyone should know basically. So if you click on any of the domain, you will get to know that there's a level 1 and level 2 ideas. Level 1 are the ideas which you should be knowing and you must know, and the level 2 is good to know, right? So let's say I am under the decision making and strategy, and then I just want to understand what is prisoner's dilemma. What is the prisoner dilemma? So then you have like what is the prisoner dilemma, and then you can read what is the prisoner dilemma. You can go deep dive into this, or you can ask, show me the practical applications. You can just ask, can you use that particular idea and apply in the profession that you are in? So there are a lot of permutation combination which are possible here, right? So that you all can do, and you'll get the very detailed answer. It's not like a 2-3 line answer. So at the end, it simply helps you having a conversation with the book which you read in the past. You simply go read, add your book, you try to discuss with the book, and then you will simply at the end learn more about the book, more about the concept. It helped me a lot. I'm using it for a week or so, and it's actually very useful. You will be remembering a lot of concepts which otherwise it's very difficult to like remember things, assuming that you read something 2 years before and then thinking just if you try to remember all the concepts, it's very tough. But if you actually start applying those concepts in real life, or start reading this concept, applying those concepts, and that way you can remember it very easily, and that's how it is. So I'll just suggest all of you to just give it a try and probably just check it out.